All right there. Well, welcome everybody to this evening's event. Tonight we're going to be diving into the amazing market of Clarksville, Tennessee. And as you can see, we're going to be discussing the many ways this market is booming and stronger than ever, despite a crazy current market. As a special this evening, my partner Malika is also going to be discussing how to put together a winning offer, which is absolutely crucial in today's environment. That's going to be something you definitely don't want to miss. A couple quick housekeeping items before we dive in. We have a pretty good sized group this evening, so we're going to hold off on answering any questions live, but we do see those come through at the end. So just wanted to let you know and acknowledge we see your questions as they're coming through, and Malika and I will be following up to answer those for you later this week. So feel free to put them through, or you're welcome to email both of us as well if that's more convenient. And the second housekeeping item, Malika's actually, there's some storms coming through Clarksville this evening, so she's having a little bit of technical difficulty. So bear with us. I'm going to be shifting the slides throughout the presentation. So just wanted to address that out of the gates, just in case anybody wonders why it's a little bumpier than normal, but we're definitely excited to have you guys all here this evening. And with that, let's dive in. Alrighty, with that said, there's a lot of you guys here tonight, but many of you I have met or spoken with that you've attended our events before. Some of you have even met Malika in person out in her market. But for those of you I haven't met with, my name's Rachel. I'm a realtor and advisor here on the team at Marshall Reddick Real Estate. I grew up just outside of Seattle, Washington, and then decided I was tired of the rain, so I moved to California for college. And then last summer, decided it was time for a new adventure. So my family and I packed up and moved out to Texas. So I'm officially a Texan now. I have my BA from from Vanguard University, and I'm a licensed realtor in both California and Texas. I keep both those licenses active with clients across the country. Definitely a huge believer in Marshall Reddick and our many amazing services that we offer. I was a client for the past decade, many years before I came onto the team as an employee. I'm very passionate about what we have to offer for our clients, and I love what I do and working with our awesome clients every single day. So here at Marshall Reddick, we are not, we're not a one offer for every, excuse me, I can't talk. We are a one-stop shop for all of your real estate needs, whether that be brokerage, private money lending, we have an investment fund, and also property management. So we don't just have one mold we're trying to push you into regardless of your approach and strategy. We can help you with any of those. So some of my clients come to me, they're looking for either a primary residence or perhaps a vacation property. Others come to us and they want to take advantage of our one-stop shop investment property services. So that's actually, like I was saying, that's how I personally began my Marshall Reddick journey, was with brokerage. So we are also a private money lender. We help our clients by providing private money loans to a variety of programs. And on the other side of that, we also have individual investors that fund each of those loans. So they're making money funding those loans. It's more of passive income. It's a really cool vehicle for our investors to grow their wealth on the other side of private lending. We also have the fund, which is an incredible passive income option for those qualified to participate. Lots of info on that on our website as well. And we offer incredible in-house property management services in our primary markets. So if you're an investor, say in California or Seattle or Portland or anywhere else around the world, and you purchase a property in Clarksville or in Kentucky, anything like that, you obviously aren't there to manage it yourself. And your property manager, they can really make or break your success with investment properties. And I can absolutely speak for the incredible services that our property management teams offer. I am a client, and they've been really wonderful to me as a client as well. So as you can see, our team here at Marshall Reddick really believes in the services we have to offer. Both Malika and I are involved in every facet of this screen as well, and speaking from experience as well from what it's done for us. So our markets. We have a presence in 16 major metropolitan markets across the United States. These markets that are highlighted with the green boxes are our primary markets. And as you can see, we're obviously diving into Clarksville this evening. So when clients come to us, often they want to know why specifically we choose the markets that we've chosen. It, we've been in business for more than 40 years. We've sold property in over 200 US cities over the course of the span of our company. So we've really learned and dialed in our recipe as to what works and what doesn't work. So these are the 7 different facets that we look for when we were choosing our primary markets. Clarksville is a prime example of why it's a perfect location for all of these items. Super strong and diverse job market, very, very, very low vacancy rate, a booming economic diversity across many different industries. It's not too dependent on any one particular industry. That's crucial for a strong market to invest in. Housing affordability, you can still purchase a property at a very competitive price and command really strong rents. We've seen those increase tremendously over the last few years as well, so that's great as an owner. Is it a landlord-friendly state? Tennessee is one of the most landlord-friendly states, speaking from experience in that state. It's definitely a wonderful place to invest with investment properties, making sure the laws are structured in your favor as a landlord. And we saw that be more important than ever with the events of the last few years, making sure that laws are structured in your favor. Strong education. There are many top-rated prestigious universities within a stone's throw of Clarksville, Nashville, and Oak Grove, a really strong education base, and reliable property management. As we already discussed, you want to have boots on the ground you trust. And when Malika is providing you these properties, she gives you projected rent. So our job starts on the day we close the property for you and goes on from there. If you work with a random third party, air quotes, investment realtor, a lot of times if they don't provide property management services, they can promise you any rent and not deliver. And then you're left holding the bag with that difference every month. Malika is extremely proficient in finding and seeking out these amazing properties and telling you exactly what they're going to rent for. So she's a great advocate with that. And with that said, it's my pleasure to introduce you to my partner, Malika. She is a top performing realtor in her market, absolutely loved by her clients. I think she's the only partner I have who, when clients fly out to go tour the property, she literally will drive them around, show them all the properties, and then more times than not, if it works for their schedule, she'll bring them back to her personal home and cook for them. Her husband will barbecue for them. Like, her clients absolutely love her. When she comes out to California, they clamor over who's going to take her out. It's just a very unique situation to Malika, and just a testament to what a wonderful person she is. She really goes out of her way for her clients. She got awarded year after year the prestigious award of top 1% of performers in all of Clarksville by the Clarksville Association of Realtors. So that's a huge designation, something to be super proud of, and again shows how much her clients love and trust her. And I always love hearing what she has to say. So with that, Malika, I will turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Rachel. You make me blush every time. But thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone taking out the time tonight to jump on with us and hear a little bit, about this market. As Rachel has mentioned, I am licensed in Tennessee and Kentucky. One of my specialties is I handle any of the turnkey properties. So, when you are buying a property that is a Marshall Reddick rent-ready property, I've probably had my hands in that property. Mm-hmm. My areas of my preference is Clarksville, Oak Grove, and also Hopkinsville. Hopkinsville is a newer market that we're in. Is connected to Oak Grove, but up and coming, and that's where you can get the good deals. So let's jump into this webinar.
Oh shoot, sorry.
That's okay.
I got click happy.
I apologize. As Rachel mentioned, we got some weird weather going on here, and it's causing a delay on my end. So please bear with us if you hear an awkward silence. I'm just waiting on Rachel to go to the next slide. Okay. So all right. So this is our Clarksville team. This is our new office. We got a new office. We've been in it now, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 months. But this is the team. We work closely together. We have some of our agents, are in Nashville area, some are here in Clarksville, and we are just one big happy family trying to take care and service all of our clients. So this is us. As Rachel also mentioned, we are a one-stop shop. We can take care of sales. So if you have a property that you want to list for sale, we can take care of that. If you want to buy another property, we can help you with that as well. When you buy an investment property and you put it into our property management, we also have realtors on, that will get that property leased out for you and get a tenant in there for you. The turnkey properties, those are the Marshall Reddick Rent Ready properties. Those are the properties that you can buy. They've already, been renovated and ready to go and ready for a tenant for you. Also have private lending. If you, you might have so many properties that you already have, and it might be hard for you to find financing elsewhere. Well, we can probably get it done for you. We have our own underwriters and everyone that can help you get that loan or, maybe down payment, whatever it is that you need. We have someone in place to help you with that. And we also have investment funds. So the fund is newer. If you have money and you don't know what you want to do with the money, well, we have people on standby that you can speak to, Patrick Prunty and the team, and you can lend your money out. You can lend your money out and make interest back on your money and let your money make you money. So we have everything that you can think of when it comes to real estate, all under one roof, under one umbrella of Marshall Reddick.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentioned earlier, we named a couple of the markets that we have here. Clarksville market. And as you can see, on the map, we're not that far from Hopkinsville. And in between, it's not on here, but I guess you would put it right by Fort Campbell. That would be Oak Grove. So though that's like how close we are as far as, Clarksville and then Oak Grove and then Hopkinsville. Also, you can see Nashville too, a little further away, close to about an hour drive, about a 50-minute drive to Nashville. But we're all within that hour or so umbrella. And this is our market, and it's definitely growing. We get a lot of that trickle down effect from Nashville. So like the boom, the overflow has spilled down into Clarksville. Clarksville has boomed, and now it's just spewing over to, Oak Grove and Hopkinsville.
Definitely. Malika, just to hop in there real quick, I did want to address, we've personally had a few clients over the last year or two that have decided to relocate to Greater Nashville. Malika is licensed in both Kentucky and Tennessee and helps clients in all of these areas. So some of our clients do invest in Nashville. She could certainly help you with that. But for those of you who might be toying with the idea of potentially moving out there, Malika can help you with that as well. So just wanted to put that up.
That's correct. So this is a little bit about the Clarksville, Tennessee market overview. The typical, home value right now is $286,421, according to, the data that we're pulling from. The home value has gone around 28.3% over the past year. And I would definitely agree with those statistics. It's just amazing to see how this market is appreciating and growing in such a short amount of time compared to what it was, I would say before 2020. It was kind of, steady Eddie, and then all of a sudden we hit a boom effect, and like here we are. So that's the Clarksville side. Let's take a look and see what it's doing on the Kentucky side. So Kentucky side, the home values are like 146, and I've honestly seen them, be more expensive than that, but that's probably about the average, and it's gone up 21%. So a lot of growth in both markets. Clarksville, I really think it's just worldwide, but I definitely know hands down, Clarksville and Oak Grove, have a lot of growth, a lot of appreciation that's going on in both of these markets. The population at 328, 304. The median age is about 31. Median income about 55,000, 54.9. You might as well say 55,000 a year. I will tell you this. I think I did a study, did a little research, and they said last year in 2021, I think we had about 7,000 people relocate here to Clarksville. And I don't think, I think it was more than that the year before that. But, since 2019, a lot of people have been relocating to the Clarksville area. And the number one state that they're relocating from, you'll never believe it, but it's California. Californians love the Middle Tennessee. So um, also said Clarksville ranks number one in hottest housing market nationwide in an Open Door study. So, Open Door has discovered that, when they have listings and they have a home, as realtors, you kind of steer away from Open Door, I think. You rather, because that's a third party, but they're finding out that after about 90 days, even their listings are going under contract. So, um, I don't know if everyone, I'm sure you've heard of Open Door, but there's a few Open Door. Then there's what is it, OfferPad. They have a lot of listings. We see them all the time, and that's because they know, well, we may not, be the first choice for someone to buy, but they're going to buy us because there's such a shortage right now in inventory that we're trying to. It's so scarce. We're trying to find properties however we can find them.
Definitely.
The top 5 reasons why people are moving to Clarksville. So, residents in Clarksville enjoy the lowest cost of living in the entire state of Tennessee. It's only 50 miles northwest of Nashville. The city offers a variety of activities of residents to engage in throughout the year. And you know what? With that growth, the growth that we're seeing right now, they're building stuff like, I would say every week. I might drive down a street that I haven't been on in a while. And I'm like, oh, when did they build that? When did they start building that? And it's kind of like you can't even keep up with it. And I live here, So I will agree with that. Job growth and diversity. When I relocated from Atlanta to Clarksville, it was for a couple of reasons. And one of the reasons was that, the unemployment rate was kind of low here. It was, there was plenty of jobs, plenty of factories, and so that's definitely, a good reason why people move here a lot of the times is because of what Clarksville has to offer. And despite being in the South, Clarksville is incredibly a comfortable city to live in, and it is. A lot of people who are in the military, a lot of my military clients who do a tour here for 3 or 4 years, they love it here. If they have to PCS somewhere else and they're, 5 years from retirement or something, they come back. They're like, oh, we lived here 5 years ago. We loved it and we're out of the military now, so we're moving back here. So a lot of people do make Clarksville their home.
Mm-hmm.
Clarksville is among the country's fastest growing metro areas. So it's saying that Clarksville has ranked the 5th fastest growing housing market in the U.S. That's really funny because Clarksville is the 5th largest city in the state of Tennessee. Um, so it says also that Clarksville growth coincides with the job booms in Nashville, which is, located less than an hour away. I will agree with that, but here's the thing. Not only do we have Nashville, and we have a lot of people who want to live in Clarksville because it's a little bit more affordable than Nashville, and they have no problem, commuting back and forth from, Nashville for work. But they also have a lot of job opportunities here in Clarksville too. So, it's you're surrounded by employment opportunities. And I think we all know that right now on this day that we're going through, they're paying sign-on bonuses and everything else just to get people to work. I just seen a sign that they're hiring school bus drivers at the age of 18. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if I want to send my kids to school with with the 18-year-old driving the bus. So, like, jobs are very plentiful, especially, right now. So it says 3,149 new single-family home permit requests in Clarksville for April 2020 to April 2021. That's an increase of like 122.3%. And that's absolutely right. There's a lot of building going on, a lot of new subdivisions going up, single family subdivisions as well as multi-family subdivisions. There's condos and townhouses everywhere. That's all we're seeing is development, and it's like they can't keep up. A lot of times when you're looking at these new builds, you would think that, oh, that, that's available. And then when you're trying to call or you have a client that's interested in buying it, it's already pre-sold. Everything is pre-sold. Builders are saying, oh, I'm backed up for the next 18 months. And, so a lot of growth. Hankook Tires is doubling its production as its Clarksville facility, while LG Electronics is adding 300 new jobs at its facility in Clarksville. Yes, LG is doing a lot of growth, as well as Hankook and as well as Google. I think there's another company too, Accabono, that's doing the job fairs and hiring more people. So a lot of opportunity here in Clarksville. Clarksville is very lucrative. It's a fruitful little town, a little fruitful city. And I remember when I first moved here, I've been here about 10, almost 11 years from Atlanta. When I first moved here, I thought this was just a little country town, coming from Atlanta, that's what I felt. But being here now 10 years, a decade, and seeing the growth and seeing, it's not 5 minutes to get somewhere anymore. Like, it takes 30 minutes to get, across town, and not all the way, not completely across town, but it takes 30 minutes because we have so many people here now that, the traffic is, kind of getting out of control. So, yeah.
I think you
So
kind of checked on these ones a few minutes ago, just the different, all the amazing different employers you've got there too.
yeah, so we spoke about it, the Hankook, the Bridgestone, train. Of course, we have Fort Campbell. So yeah, this is just showing you guys what job opportunities are here.
Yeah, it's great. There's just, you have the whole tech sphere out there. You have all of the, the industrial, the factories, the education, and, didn't you say that Fort Campbell is the second largest military base? I believe it's in the world, right? It's a huge.
It is. It is the second, as far as Army is concerned, it's the second largest military base, and it is massive, and to the point to where I think they actually sold some of their acres to a developer to build a subdivision. So
wild.
mhm.
Oops, sorry, I jumped the gun on that one.
Cool. So we just covered that, you guys. Rachel's a psychic. No, so, yeah, second largest military base in the world, employs a lot of 101st Infantry is out of Fort Campbell. So and if you want to find out more about this market, you can always go to our website. We have a data packet available to you to tell you a little bit more intel about Clarksville or Oak Grove. Actually, any market that we're in, you can, go to our website and get the data packet so you can read more up on the market. Property management, of course, is one of our umbrellas that we have here at our one-stop shop. And so what this is just giving you a breakdown, telling you about our simple fee structure that we have, the lease renewal fee, which is $150. If you have a tenant that, has been in place for a year and they're ready to re-sign their lease and everything, of course, we get out and do an inspection and an assessment of the property and see what you can get your rent increase to and everything, and get everything typed up. So there's a fee for $150 for that. If the tenant has a late fee, some property management company, keeps all the late fees for themselves. But at Marshall Reddick, we do a 50-50 because we do have to work a little bit harder to get that taken care of, for you and collect that, that rent and the late fee that they owe. The leasing fee is 50% of the rent, where some property management companies charge you 1 month rent. So if your property is renting for $1,200 to lease it out, some property management companies will charge you that whole $1,200. Where we only charge you 50%. And then there's no setup fee, no maintenance coordination fee, no eviction coordination fee. So if you are an investor that's looking to buy a property and you don't, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go with us, but if you wanted to shop around and check out, other property management companies, look for that. Look and make sure, look at the fine writing. Make sure that you're not going to be charged a setup fee and you're not going to be charged a maintenance coordination fee. Coordination fee. What that means is if you have a plumber that has to come out and fix a water leak, and let's say that water leak is, to fix it is $100 for that repair. Well, that property management company will mark it up about 20%. So that's an extra $20. So instead of you paying 100 to the plumber, you're paying 120, and 20 of that goes to the property management company for making a phone call. Yeah, in our personal opinion, that should be included in the management fee. So just watch out for stuff like that. And then it just goes on and tells you like what the percentage is of the management fee. If you have a single family, if you have a multifamily, the more units you have, the cheaper your percentage is. So this map shows you all of our markets that are close by, which are the Clarksville, Hopkinsville, and the Oak Grove markets. The purple just indicate like how many properties we have. And as you can see in Hopkinsville, we only have a few because we're just not really getting into that market. But I think before too long, within the next year or so, don't be surprised if you see quite a few purple bubbles there as well, because the properties, we'll just start getting those and buyers will start buying those as well, and we'll have them under management. So this is just a map kind of showing you we're very saturated and heavy in the Clarksville and Oak Grove area, but we're also kind of like spreading out as well.
Definitely. Just another point with that, the map is zoomed out. If you were to zoom in closely, a lot of these dots are on top of each other. They have a pretty significant portfolio that they manage. It's not just literally the ones you can see.
Okay, and so this is just a statistical area showing you like a graph of how this market's been, in the previous year. And as you can see, it's kind of like a steady eddy, it kind of just gives you a breakdown of what the percentage was for appreciation and where we're at now. Look over here to your right and, look from like 2017 when we were like at 3.2%. Then 18, we jumped up to 5%, kind of went down just a niche in 19, okay? Then 20 comes in and we're at 7, and then 21, we're at 16.5%. That's just, amazing to me to see in a short amount of time how much, appreciation and growth and the values of the homes have just, went up and increased.
Absolutely. And another thing I always like to point out to clients on this slide is I like to go back and look historically speaking at how the market responded in the previous correction. Clarksville, as far as I've seen, has the best numbers with responding to what happened with the previous correction. They still stayed positive in 2008. I've never seen a single other market that we've touched that stayed positive. The next year they were level, and then just tiny downward trend on 2010. It was a drop in the bucket. Like if you looked at some other, some other investment markets such as Nevada, Arizona, some of these other really popular investment areas, they took 40, 50% correction. So it's just really cool to see how amazing and stable Clarksville was. And this is before a lot of these huge third-party vendors moved in and set up, you know, their factories and campuses there. So they performed this well before. In the event of a future correction, like this is where I'm betting and wanting to put my money because it's only stronger than ever.
So now I want to talk to everybody about how to submit a strong offer. So the market has changed, you know, just drastically. Like the old days are gone. So we're in the new day, the new moment. And so, you know, I think it's very important for everyone to understand that if you're serious about getting your offer accepted, then you have to be, you know, serious about your offer, competitive offers. I haven't seen an offer go for asking in a couple of years now. I have every single offer, every single, you know, property that comes up on the MLS, it's in multiple offer situation, highest and best, every single one. So, you know, and where I'm seeing offers, because I've lost a lot of them because, you know, maybe the buyer only wanted to offer 10 grand over asking and they ended up getting 30 grand over asking. So just keep that in mind that when you're submitting an offer, I'm happy to run some comps for you and let you know what properties in that neighborhood, what properties that are similar have been, you know, selling for the last couple of properties. How much over asking did that go for? I'm happy to do that and do that research for you so, you know, we can write up a competitive, you know, and strong offer because I want to win an offer for you. You know, I want to get that, you know, submitted for you. But a competitive offer, so over asking, and I would say anywhere between 15 and 20 grand is a decent amount over. The appraisal gap, that's very important now because this market is so crazy. We don't really know how to measure every single thing. Like we know that people are paying over asking, but you know, I think the appraisers don't know how to keep up. And what they're taking in consideration is, you know, what the market is doing, where the market is at, how much materials have went up, you know, and cost. So they're taking all that in play when they are, you know, appraising these properties. So what the sellers are looking for is appraisal gaps. So because sometimes, you know, the house might be worth $300,000, you know, and they get an offer for, you know, 325. So for 25 grand over asking, but they're looking at that appraisal gap. So if it only appraises at 300, that seller still wants that 325. So that's where you have to cover the appraisal gap. So I'll just give you an example. Asking price of 200,000, you offer 225 with the appraisal gap of 5,000. You know, that means that if it comes in at, you know, 220, you're still going to pay that 225. So think about that. Think about you know, if you're really serious about getting an offer and if it might just appraise for that. So I'm happy to, you know, help you figure that out. Shorter contingency period is also something else that the sellers are looking at. So if you are in a 30-day escrow and you're writing an offer and you want to close in 30 days, and you want a 10-day contingency period, but somebody else says, okay, I'll do 21-day closing with a 7-day contingency period. More than likely, that seller is going to go with that 21-day at 7 because there's a shorter contingency period that they feel more confident, more safe, more secure that the buyer is not going to back out. So I just, you know, wanted to talk to you guys about, you know, submitting a strong offer, understanding that properties are not going for, you know, asking anymore. Even if you have cash prices have to go above asking as well. The only time I can see a seller accepting a cash offer is if it is going to be cash and a quick closing, like a 7-day closing, maybe 10-day closing. Maybe they might accept it at asking. But I've seen it where I've had a cash buyer that offered a good deal and a conventional, I got beat out by a conventional on a 45-day closing, but it was $35,000 over asking with the $25,000 appraisal gap. So yeah, so you just have to make sure that when you find a property that you like, you're ready to be competitive, because only the competitive offers are going to win.
Yes, this in this market, that is absolutely the norm. I see that with all of our Marshall Reddick markets. It's, a lot of times cash buyers come in thinking they have a huge advantage, but sellers in this market and climate are so much more concerned with sales price than cash. Most of them, a lot of times the, escrows aren't that different. A lot of lenders can close in less than 30 days. So they'd rather wait an extra week or two and make, like Malika was saying, the extra capital is more important. So
it's all about the profit. Exactly.
Really good points, Malika. All right, cool.
So now we get to have some fun. So now we're going to talk about some hand-picked properties that we have that are available. So this property here is what we would call a resale. This property was renovated. We renovated this property back in, I want to say 2020. And now the seller is like, hey, I see the market is up, the market is doing good, so I'm ready to sell. And so this property is available now for 190,900. That's a really good price. I'm going to tell you why that's a good price, because I see other properties in that neighborhood that is going for over 200. So that's a really good price. And we try to give a really good deal to our Marshall Reddick investors and let you guys, have first dibs at stuff before it hits the market, the MLS, because once it hits the MLS, it's going to go highest and best, and it's going to go on multiple offers. I haven't put it on the MLS as of yet. I'm going to wait. Since I'm doing, this webinar tonight, I'm going to give it a couple of days. And if it doesn't go in a couple of days, which I think it will, but if it doesn't, then I'm going to put it on the MLS and then it'll just, be highest and best. But as of right now, you don't have to do a bidding war with anything that's on that is a Marshall Reddick listing or a Marshall Reddick owned property. You don't have to worry about doing a bidding war. You only do a bidding war if it's MLS, because we have no control over the MLS because they're open to the public, okay? But this is a good property. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Like I said, it was it was renovated with new HVAC, new flooring, new appliances. It's really cute. You can actually Google it and pull it up and you'll see the pictures of it. So that's the first one.
Yeah, that's a huge incentive, is buying from another investor when they're 1031ing or doing portfolio movement. That's a really good point, Malika, because like you were saying, you don't have to put it on the MLS and turn into a crazy bidding war. And it's also going to really behoove the buyers with that appraisal gap Malika was talking about. You're much less likely to run into that or encounter that when you're not having the price driven up extremely over, list price. We're not trying to gouge investors. We want to do a fair price for both parties. So that's an excellent question. And we rarely see these come through just because oftentimes they're sold before
before they hit the market. And this property, I'm sorry, Rachel, but this property is already rented. This one has a tenant already in place. The tenant is on a lease paying $11.50 until I think March of 2023. So this one's already rented.
So you're going to save the leasing fee there. That's another thing to keep in mind. That's an extra 50% of the rent in your pocket over the course of the first year. So you're definitely coming out ahead on this one. It's a great choice.
Now this property is coming soon. So I'm excited about this property because this property, we're going to go in, Mike and I are going to go in and renovate this property. So I get to go in here and do the fun girly stuff that I like to do. I get to go in and pick out paint colors and flooring colors, whatever I need to do, appliances, and make it, all nice and shiny and new again. And then this one will be ready. So this one is a coming soon. If you are interested, in this property, I think it will rent for about 1650, and who knows? I mean, I might need 30 days to get the renovation completed. So in 30 days, the rents might go up again or go slightly up, and might be able to rent for a little, slightly higher than the 1650. But I think 1650 right now is pretty standard for this neighborhood and this size property. It's a little bit over 1,500 square feet, but it's a 3 bedroom. I think it's 2.5 bath, and it does have a 1 car garage on it. So this is one that's coming soon. So it's gonna rent quick. Once it's ready, it'll rent quick because it's in a great neighborhood that's not too far from Post, in a good the school district. So those properties never last long. They always go quick.
I can't wait to see what you guys do with that one. That's really cool.
I got some ideas, something new I want to try. So this one is this is a property that we just got finished renovating that one. Had a lot of fun with that one. It came out super cute. I'm just waiting on 1 or 2 more things. I'm waiting on my tub guy to come and do my resurfacing for my countertops and tubs, and then I'll get my professional photos. But that property, got all the bells and whistles on the inside. It's got new vinyl siding. That house, if you pull it up, it used to be green. And so we took all that off and we put like some gray and went with like black and gray trim, and it looks really, all the neighbors have been over there to look at it, and they just cannot believe how awesome it is. And it looks really good. But it's already under contract because, like I said, when we have these properties and we got them in the coming soon status and people know they're coming, they don't last long. But that's going to be a good one too, not too far from Post as well. And I know it's going to rent super quick. Okay, so Rachel jumped and went to this one, and
I didn't even know I touched my mouse. I guess it was like super sensitive.
oh, it's cool, it's cool. So this one is,
Sorry, I wonder if I think my computer is just rushing us along here. Okay. Were you done
oh,
talking
no,
about?
yeah, we're fine on that one. I think everybody knows, on that one. So now this is another one. This is another resale. That's owned by a Marshall Reddick investor, and I've already this one is under contract as well. It's already rented for $945 a month, and it's on a lease into June of next year. And this one as well was already renovated. It's got all new everything. It got a new roof and new flooring, new appliances. Like it had all the bells and whistles. So it's all new. Tenants already in place, ready to go. So whenever these properties come up, you got to jump on them if you want the really good deals, because you don't have to do a bidding war. It's just first come, first serve. So this property went for 145,000. That is like, awesome, and it's right there at that price point that we talked about a couple of slides back, where it said the average price in Oak Grove was like 146, so it's like right there. So this is another one. So I enjoy seeing properties, especially ones that we just renovated a couple of years ago, and resell them again, and the excitement in it, because we put a lot of energy and love in them when we're renovating them and making them ready for a tenant. So
Definitely. It's really cool to see clients, especially, and Malika and I've had quite a few where they purchased a property with her a few years back, then they're doing a 1031, selling it to take advantage of the capital, and then redeploying it into 2 purchases with her and making
yeah.
their funds go further, because a lot of times that can be more cost effective than necessarily going to, cash out refi, depending. So yeah, we've seen a lot of our clients doing that, and really further growing their portfolios in this market, which is really cool to see.
So remember this, if you're looking for a property and you want something, that is already renovated and ready to go, and moving ready or whatever, or if you even say, hey, Malika, I would like, to be notified whenever you have a Marshall Reddick rent ready property coming up. that's going to be turnkey, as a lot of people call it, turnkey. Just let me know. I'll keep you on the list, keep you on like some type of auto drip so you can see what's out there, what's coming up, and try to find you a property that you're comfortable with. Some people just, hey, I got this money, I need to buy a property, I need to flip it into something or whatever, and just, don't really care. But if you have some specifications, let me know. And I enjoy, it's a challenge to me to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
Definitely. Definitely. I think a lot of our clients that don't come in with a rushed or like frantic trying to search what's already there, when they come to you and tell you what they're looking for and their price point and pre-approval, I feel like that's when all the stars align for them. You're able to find them, whether it's an off market, another investor doing a 1031 or a turnkey property like this, like you can have them top of mind. The reason we don't see these on our website ever is because they're always sold before they're even, rarely do they make it all the way to completion.
Oh
Because
yeah, very rare. Yeah. So let me, and the only reason why I think Apple Grove is on there is because I just put it on it. If it wasn't for that, it probably would already be sold. But I really enjoy doing, what I do and helping people find their investment properties and helping them, grow their portfolio. You would never know how much I enjoy doing what I do. And I'm here to help guide you in any way that's needed. And don't be afraid to reach out or ask me a question if you have any questions.
awesome. Thanks so much, Malika. One other thing, you guys, I wanted to touch on real quick before we wrap up. There was an article that came out a few years ago from CNN Money in 2019, and it rated Clarksville the top city to live in America. And ever since that article came out, I mean, Malika, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just been a huge influx. That was obviously pre-COVID, of all sorts of people looking to relocate because of affordability and the amazing housing market. And so it's just been cool to see how many of our investors have even been looking to relocate personally too. Like that's new for us too. So that's just been really cool to see.
Absolutely. And you're right, it was in 2019 and it was Forbes, I think, and Money Magazine, nominated Clarksville as the #1 place to live. And ever since then, we've just been off the Richter. That is absolutely correct.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you that aren't already working with an advisor, I'd love the chance to chat with you and kind of review your goals, just kind of the reason that Marshall Reddick puts advisors into place. Like I was saying at the beginning, I am a licensed realtor, but I can help kind of formulate your plan as I tee you up to the team. So essentially, first and foremost is we'll sit down and do goal setting, take a look at what you're looking for, if Clarksville is the market for you, can set how many doors you want, the time frame, et cetera, just get a goal put together. How we can evaluate options, like Malika was saying earlier, we have private lending options, we have preferred lenders that offer conventional financing, or you're obviously welcome to pay cash. We have a lot of clients doing that as well, or 1031, or quite a few of our clients have utilized Malika purchasing through their self-directed IRAs too. We didn't really dive into that tonight, but that's something to keep in mind as well that you can always do. She can help you with that. So there's a lot of different ways to reach your goals. It's not just a single straight path. So when deciding on a time frame, whether it's let's jump on Apple Grove, or I want to buy it by the end of summer, or whatever that looks like, an ideal form or timing with this particular webinar, we're coming up on the best time of year for rental rates for any of our markets really, but summer you see a lot more competitive rents. So this is a really, really good time of year to purchase because you'd close just in time for peak market rents. So what will define your criteria? Are you looking for, a 2-story, single story, how many beds, bath, etc.? I would say a general rule of thumb in most markets for a single family investment property is a 3-2. That's a really good sweet spot. Occasionally there's like a 4th bedroom or a den, but 3-2 is a really good sweet spot for Clarksville, or 3, 1.5 depending. Where identifying your market, obviously Tennessee, Clarksville is an incredible market. I'm a huge believer in this market. Malika and I do a ton of work together, and our clients, like I was saying, they absolutely love her, love this market. There's a reason that Clarksville is top rated, that Malika's in the top 1%. Like, it's just a booming place. So, but if you know, we also have clients that maybe start in a different market and then, you know, pivot to Tennessee or vice versa. We can help you no matter what market you're looking at. And then who introduced you to all the key players? Obviously, Malika. You're in great hands with her. You know, it's just our pleasure to serve you. And we work together throughout the process too. We'll be in communication together. We walk you through the deal to make sure it's seamless. And no matter who you're doing your financing with, we start at the beginning and walk you through to the end and all the way through property management. We want to make it as smooth as possible. So just one more time, here's my contact info. Feel free to reach out. And then Malika and I will send a follow-up email tomorrow as well, and then just review any of the questions that came through tonight. But just want to say thank you guys so much for your time. We really enjoyed this. Try to keep it a little more casual and conversational tonight. Malika, I super appreciate the how to get your offer accepted bit. Was very informative and more applicable than ever. So thank you guys so much, and we're looking forward to talking to you soon.
Have a good night. Thank you guys for coming out.